Welcome back, and thank you to all my new. Again, thank you to all my subscribers. StreamYard was tripping earlier. So hopefully this part two, but this the sacrifice. I just changed the title, but this part two to the last video of Tory Lanez. And thank y'all. Like, share, subscribe, hit the like button. Getting back. Now, if Megan Thee Stallion sacrificed her mom, which she did, oh shoot. Oh Lord, I'm about to burn up my table. Oh, how much um then what makes you think that Tory Lanez wouldn't be on the menu for a sacrifice? And who his parents is and his lineage is. So we're gonna get back. I'm gonna do this video again. So she's gonna bring it tonight. Let me get back right into it, because that's how we do it over here. This is So Man Down, Fame versus Sacrifice. This is my girl. February 15th, 1995, in Houston, Texas. Ever since Megan Thee Stallion was a young girl, she wanted to be her mama. Holly Thomas was also a rapper, and her mama used to rap under the name Hollywood. When Megan Thee Stallion was younger, her mother used to bring her to the studio. She said when she used to be in the studio with her mama, she said she used to listen to every word that mama was writing, every lyric that her said. She said she'd sit there another level. When Megan Thee Stallion was age 14, she started writing her own rap songs, like some people out here today. So she took it to her mama. She said, Mama, I got a song that I written. She said, Mama, I want to be a rapper like you. So her mama told her, she said, no, I don't want you to rap right now. You're only 14 years old. I want you to wait until you turn 21 and you can pursue, your rapping career. That's exactly what she did. People in high school knew her from her rapping skills. When she started going to college, her best friends encouraged her to post her music on social media. Instagram and things of that nature. YouTube and things of that nature. In 2013, Megan Thee Stallion was in a rap battle. Y'all know what a rap battle is? Where you got different people and they compete against each other, with their rap skills. So in 2013, she competed with different niggas, okay? Different men in this rap battle. And guess what? She won against all these niggas. They was looking at her like, goddamn, this bitch done showed us on this motherfucker stage. Proof to the audience that she had what it takes to make the motherfucking industry, make it motherfucking rap game. In November 2018, Megan Thee Stallion signed to the record label 300 Entertainment. Some of y'all know it, that's the whole message all by itself right there. It sure is, because it's a committee of 300, which is a subset of the Illuminati. We get off into that another time. When she signed to this record label 300 Entertainment, this made her the first female rapper on the label. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time to go down this rabbit hole tonight? I said, are you ready to go down this rabbit hole to fuck a night? Because it's something that you need to see. Now it was reported to us that on March 22nd, 2019, that her mama passed away. Her mama passed on March 22nd, 2019. 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 equal what? 19. 1 times 9 equal what? 9. Now I want you to flip that 9. And what do you get? That's right. We've been doing this for a long time. You get the 6. Her mama passed away at age 47. 4 minus 7 equal what? 3. Her mom died 35 days after Megan Thee Stallion's birthday. 35 days after her birthday. 3 times 5 equal what? 15. 1 plus 5 equals what? 6. Put it together. I said put all the numbers together and you find the 3 and the 6. Blood. Sacrifice numbers. Those are the numbers that they use to sacrifice our people. Blood on the motherfucker. Blood. So it's like fire shut up in my bones, y'all. Once again, these fuckers is taking out their own mamas, taking out their own family members, their own people, best friends, to be in this motherfucking music industry. They said, shit, bitch, you want to be the first female size 300 entertainment? Well, guess what? You're going to have to give us that 3-6 blood sacrifice. And that's exactly what she did. Y'all mark my words right here. I said, y'all mark my words right here. Y'all gonna see her blow up like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. That's how y'all gonna see her blow up. The reason why she gonna go to the top like this is because she is willing to do anything. Now look at this girl right here. She is willing to do anything. So this type of shit is hard to believe. But that don't stop it from being true. These blood sacrifices is happening in the game. Money. Some folks do anything for that motherfucker money. Her mama was also her manager. Come on, y'all. I said her mama was also her manager. So that was perfect for them. Bitch, give us your mama. She's the manager anyway. Made better. So speaking the people that they wanted to come in and manage her. Oh, you better understand what I'm trying to get to right here. Said, shit, bitch, we gonna make you feel the sacrifice later down the road. Laugh now and cry later. Because we gonna make you miss mama. You ain't got to believe it. You tell me. Is this just something that had to happen? Y'all.
She crying now. She better be scared because she going to jail. If Little Kim did 2 years for perjury and she perjured herself, she going to jail. And Kelsey. All right, let's get back where I left off.
Maybe why this was not president.
We're going back to the daddy.
To uphold truth because that's what justice demands. And I have come to bear witness of the truth. Upon which
this Tory Lanez daddy.
What is truth? That question was never answered in Pilate's judgment hall. But I answer it for you today because Jesus Christ himself told us what the truth was. Truth is not a philosophy. It's not an ideology. It's not a doctrine. It certainly is not a religion. It's a person. His name is Jesus Christ, who said, I am the way, the truth
and life
that leads you to life. Father, upon the basis of your word today that this nation was founded upon, I ask that every ear that needs to be opened, including the ear of the governor of the state of California, Gavin Newsom, I'm even asking today that in the midst of Mr. Trump's busy schedule as president of the United States, that this would come into his hearing. And so, Father, I ask you today, by your spirit, because you're the only reason why my son is yet alive. Have your way, and let this be glorifying your name. Thank you in Jesus' name. So my name is Sunstar Carlisle Peterson. I come to you today in the capacity of an apostle of Jesus Christ. A word from the first century in our times, it would simply mean ambassador of Christ. So when I stand before you, I don't stand here to speak my own words. I represent a kingdom. I really do want to thank you again, the press corps, and all of you who have blogs and channels on YouTube or wherever you stream from. Thank you so much for being here. I would like to thank, in fact, all of those who identify with the name Umbrella as one umbrella. It was actually launched so that my family would not just be the one benefiting from whatever fame or fortune, but so that all people, anywhere that need a shelter could come under that umbrella. The reason why it was launched by Daystar's brother initially, who is known as Wolfgang Peterson. So I thank all of you who have always been an encouragement to us, who have stood with us. Those of you standing here today with free Tory t-shirts, Nano, can I have that t-shirt right there, please? Those of you who are wearing these and remembering this person, because I want you to understand that from the beginning of the year, because 2021, and I watched where a high-powered attorney out of New York, Alex Spiro, ran a campaign to turn my son into a monster in the eyes of the world. At that point in time, God's time to be silent, and there's a time to speak. We chose to be silent. And now we've been silent for way too long. The hour demands that we speak. One of the reasons why I stood silent, because I trusted in God, but I also did not want any blowback to affect my son, who was sitting in the...
And this is why the first sacrifice failed, because of his daddy. Him on his knees with God. And his name is Daystar, taking out the Bible. I'm just saying. So the first one was intended for him. Even though both of his lungs was punctured and collapsed, the second one failed. Oh, Megan, you about to get yours. It ain't over yet. And Kelsey. And don't forget about the Kardashian, because Kylie Jenner was in the back seat of that car. Yours coming through your whole family.
Of the beast. That's why I chose not to speak at that time. I am his father, and that is the second capacity in which I stand before you today as the spokesman mouthpiece for my family. Tory has 7 brothers and sisters. He has 5 brothers. He makes up the 5, I'm sorry, and there are 3 sisters. So today I would like to share a few things with you as well. I want to dispel a few rumors because I'm asked to by my son, Daystar, aka Tory Lanez. Number one, Daystar does not have a drinking problem. He does not have a drinking problem, and that was not the reason why this situation happened. He was not out on the yard.
This Tory daddy.
6:30, and cells were just open for them to be able to breakfast. On the Thursday prior, I was told by him, and I was told of the impairment. And my family and I huddled and did what we always do. We prayed. We get together every single day and we pray. Sometimes it is twice per day. Wherever we are in the world, at a certain time, we're on our phones and we are praying. We pray for him. It's not about violence. We're not here for vendetta. We're not here for any of those things. My son, I stood with him in the hospital room on the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does. But that is his stance, and that's no stance. But I bear Megan Thee Stallion no ought at all.
Wow.
In fact, we have prayed for her on many occasions in our times of prayer. So this monster that Alex Spiro tried to create, and when I stood in the courtroom on that day and heard corrupt prosecutor dismiss the fact that some people, it was overwhelming the amount of people that sent letters to their office and to testify before the courts as they were considering sentence, which had already been decided, and the judge blatantly showed on that date that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors. It's so funny that there is indeed a woman who has made it her life's mission to be the whip in the press or on the blogs. I'm not even going to call the name right now, but those who know. Everything that has to do with twins, I believe that she is in some way compensated to spread these narratives. Who they talking about? And so before the sentence was, she already knew. That's really interesting to me. She already knew because she had discussed it with others, not knowing that it would come back to us. God is my witness. So moving right along, Daystar did not suffer superficial wounds. He was stabbed 14 times, 5 times in his back, 1 under his left cheekbone. In fact, his jaw was open.
Oh my God.
He was stabbed twice in the back of his head, and the rest in his torso, arms, and in his chest. It may seem sensational, but thankfully, like Dr. King, it was close to his heart, but did not penetrate. After that, he's been rushed to a facility nearby in a vehicle, which he said, and I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last." And having made my peace with God, I said, "God, is this how it's supposed to end for me?" But God said no. God told him, upon which he turned to the attending officers and he said, "You must get me to wherever is the closest place to get to. I'm bleeding out here." My boat, he didn't even know his lungs had collapsed. All he knows is that he couldn't breathe. He could hardly speak. Upon which the officer turned around and looked at him and said, "Now, we got to take him. He has to be airlifted." And thankfully, to God be the glory, he was airlifted. I want to report to you that I'm teaching others to have an amazing job in the short path. I would also like to publicly say I've seen around him. In fact, these guys have been nothing but kind to him. The system is one thing, but guess what? Hearts. Some of them still have a conscience. So as I'm winding down today, I would like to report to all of you who care about Daystar Peterson, the artist Tory Lanez, around the world. The reports in the hospital is that he is doing remarkably well. I was told yesterday, because they had already taken out tubes that were draining fluids from his lungs, by the time my wife was, and I was told by the nurse, in his particular condition, normally he would have, they would have had to leave those tubes in at least a couple more days. But yesterday they took out because they said he is recovering remarkably. All that is left is for the healing of the wounds. So thank you for all the prayers that have gone up sincerely.
But God, but God.
And my family. We are truly grateful. But this is not over. So I'm reaching out to every prayer warrior around the world who knows what Christ stands for. Please continue to stand with us. As I stated before, Daystar was not drunk. On that morning, it was 6:30 in the morning. There was nothing like that. I don't want to go into the details of how it went, although I know them, because as I close today, whatever has been needed to be said has been said. So as I close, I want to quote you David, the king of Israel, who said, "You lead me beside still waters and you restore my soul."
Yes.
You lead me in the path of righteousness through the valley of
the shadow of death.
I will
fear no evil.
One of the officers turned to me yesterday and he said, "You would be so proud of your boy. He has been in here and he has been praying." I got there to the hospital the first day, and typical Daystar, he was entertaining those officers. They were laughing. They were just, and he said, "Dad, it only hurts to laugh." But something broke my heart yesterday. When towards the end of our visit, he said, "Dad."
I had to pause this because I get it. I say the same thing.
Why? Why do I have to experience this? And that's the note that I want to close on, to tell you that this person they've been trying to paint as a monster, that they were so scared when all of those testimonies came in. People I did not even know that he had secretly done things for. This is a guy, and one young lady called me and said, "I was struggling. I was diagnosed bipolar. I was struggling. My children said your son offered to pay my rent for 1 year while I could recover." The prosecution at the trial, when all of those testimonies came in and said, "Oh my God, you think that we were here to hand out the Nobel Peace Prize?" And that's how he dismissed it. But as I sat on the court steps that day, God records all of it. And I know that my son will have justice. I lastly would like to reach out via this medium to say to the governor, you have the power and the means to examine the evidence that has been presented even to the courts.
Yes.
This is a travesty of justice. And to allow my son to go back into that same situation, a kid that when he went to prison, One of the things he has done so far is through his music to open up the cases of over 467 people through his Hands of God project to help families who can't even pay for justice on behalf of their loved ones.
Wow.
There was a
Wow.
show up on YouTube recently, a young man saying, I would like to thank people. I'd like to thank all of them for allowing me to be able to be taken off. I'm sorry? Plus, like, I don't even understand that kind of math. How do you say to a human being whose lifespan is 80 plus 74 years, 5 sentences plus 74? This is who Daystar is, not what they've tried to make you think he is. He never stops seeking to help people, even from behind the prison walls. You have to bring my son, and for all of the reasons that went before I even ascended this podium. Sir, you are a family man. You also have children. Please take a moment and look at your child and ask yourself what you would be doing if the evidence was so overwhelming. Would you think that this man should be free because he's innocent? I hope you do. And I hope you do what you need to do. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being patient with me.
That was riveting.
All right, next. First, I'm going to say if you have a loved one that's incarcerated in the state of California,
We're going to get back to the Cassie thing shortly.
Illegally sentenced, contact Unite the People.
Unite the people. I did not know that was Tory Lanez thing. Wow. Here go Choke No Joke.
This day, they was living together.
Who was living
They
together?
was living together. Kelsey moved from Houston to California to live with Megan. After the incident, she had to go get all her stuff and get out. Megan never hung out with her again. So if they was besties and the guy shot one of these two, why did they separate? Why did they never been friends again?
Right.
Why? To be besties, or do we all hanging out? The nigga shoot you and you don't talk to me no more?
Right.
You don't even let me come in the hospital and see you. I'm with you. Me, you, and you can't see her. You
Facts.
can't be around her. Why? What did Kelsey do that Blackface shit that way would not let her come into the hospital to see Megan?
Right.
What did Kelsey do that Megan never acts with her again in life?
Facts. They not
Tory
friends.
shot.
Facts. Facts. Come on, Choke. You right. This is too long. I'm damn sure ain't gonna play all this.
All
Yep, that's right. They are not friends. Ow, 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 ow. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Damn, what day is this? Here we go. Kelsey admits to shooting Megan.
Peeps, it looks like the woman scorned is finally going to see her day. Now, Kelsey's bodyguard has reportedly came forward claiming Kelsey was the one who actually shot Megan Thee Stallion and says he stayed quiet about the assault until now. and that he felt guilty that a innocent man was locked away for all years because of his planned accident. Y'all check out what he had to say.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. Peterson, or Mr. James informed he was not a non-conformity agreement and was to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed
But God,
that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun. She fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired. In essence, Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who in trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Peterson, did not shoot at Miss Peterson, or did not assault Miss Peterson.
there you go.
Just another irregularity.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Oh shit.
So why plead the fifth? Well,
Oh no, we're not gonna do that one. I don't know what date I'm on. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay, I can delete that one. I already said that. Oh, here go Charleston White speaking on
Evidence and everything inconclusive. And this is what they said. He shot 6 times. If he was the one that shot this gun 6 times, there's no. That's science.
Facts.
The other get up there and say, "Hey, listen, if I testify, will y'all give me immunity?" Well, immunity is for one that can be charged with something.
Facts.
But when you don't know law and then you just looking at it from where most are looking at it, you ain't shot it, make it. Nah, homie, it's a reason why she asked for immunity. And it's a reason why his DNA ain't on the gun. It's a reason why now they said, oh, well, maybe he paid her not to say it. No, that DNA say everything.
Facts.
Yeah, this case caused the whole divide between men and women. A
Not
lot of women
I told you, I think some hoes need to ask, boy. No, I think some hoes should be. Man, it's a big kick your mind too. It's a that whoop me. Cause she caught me off on her. And if you jump in and say, get him out that headline, she say, wait, listen. And listen, have y'all heard the music? Have y'all heard Megan Thee Stallion music? Everybody knows.
I can't stand her. Hold on, I gotta check this. Dang, I don't have nothing over here. They sending me stuff too.
Listen, Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody knows you a big old and you drag little bitty like that. You get on top of them and you know how to squat and push that up with your out knees. You crying no year later about no like that. No, listen. Yeah, man, you know,
and as cocky as you ain't crying. Y'all with that plea. He should have kicked you right out on your, because they say you like to drink and you like to fight. You one of the people that like, you whoop everybody. Because nobody whooping you was at the white girl party and you was showing up to go, I'm trying to get that in trouble, get it back to Canada, where you can't come over here against the United States and make good music no more for us.
Charleston. Damn. Oh, man. It moved. As usual. Give me a minute. Thank God it's in May. Thank God I ain't got to go far. Oh, I went too far. Oh, no, I didn't. Let me go up. Charleston Wright was on it. He said it right. But you got to pay for that, Megan. You locked up an innocent man. I don't know, where did it go? Okay, I can understand that. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, that's that same conference, so we can let that one go.
Back in here too, live and out from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Let's turn our attention.
Why did you shoot my friend?
Okay, we talked about that one, so we can let go. But they ain't giving me back to where I left. Oh, Charleston White. Okay, got that one go. Okay. I got May 6th. Okay. I'm gonna let that go. I'm not even looking like that. This is when he found out his son was guilty.
And witness the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z. Yes. You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and tortured the souls of young men. And you're still doing it. There's a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tar and Alex Bart. They met on Saturday before. They met with our witness. And then the man came back. I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen.
Yeah.
You want to know how
and you done went up against, you were Satanist, Jay-Z, and you done went up from godly man. You got to pay to. You got to pay to. Let me see, that was 18. Okay. All right, we almost done with this, but I want to make sure I haven't missed anything because I want to be done. Let's see what this is.
Update right before you head out. Or
This city Nash.
Before the alleged stabbing of Tory Lanez, who was currently serving a 10-year sentence after shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet nearly 5 years ago, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation disclosed that Casillo was sentenced to 6 years after he assaulted caused great bodily injury. He also reportedly received a 2-year sentence for possessing or manufacturing a deadly weapon. He has been in prison in Los Angeles County since February 2004. Casillo's mugshot from 2022 portrays a bald man.
He got life. He ain't never getting out. So whatever. So you keep adding on charges to a lifer, it don't mean nothing. What does it mean? It means nothing. He's never coming home. So he do whatever he want to do. And where's my... I don't know what I did with him.
Prominent tattoos on his neck and one on his cheek. On Monday afternoon, Tory's team revealed that he had been stabbed via a statement on Instagram, which literally doesn't make sense. Part of it doesn't, but it says this. Tory was 13 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left of his face.
Okay, we know all that.
Lanez is now breathing.
So let me see.
Now, there was a story that came out, and I ain't gonna hold you. Regardless of what y'all may think, I think of Tory Lanez. Yeah, hell nah. If this happened, check this out.
Prepaid call from
Fired.
an incarcerated individual at the California Correctional Institution, Tehachapi, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To repeat this call, say now. Thank you for...
You hear me?
Okay, this is the friend of the guy who stabbed Tory.
Really happened, right? When I walked out, this Joe and Travis from here, I'm like, what's up? He's like, bro, I'm about to get this. And I was like, who? He's like, Tory. I was like, for what? And he's like, the 14th on top. And I already told him, I don't play like that, bro. I'm going to get you if you don't talk. So then I was like, all right, don't trip. I'm right here. So then all of a sudden, that fool's door opens, that fool comes out. And then that fool runs up on him, and that fool starts stabbing that fool. But you can just tell that fool got his lungs punctured because when he was laying on the ground, he's right there yelling, "Oh, please, stop, help." And you can just hear him breathing. You just see him popping up blood and some more talking about there's going to be retaliation and some more shit because if there was retaliation, it would have happened right there, you know what I'm saying? One of the black they try to hop bloodline. You better sit down, bro. If you don't come to the phone, you know, I know all the messages are going to jump and it's their own money in prison. That's, you know what I'm saying? And there was no visits that day, so I was, is there going to be some visits? I mean, I don't know if this really happened, but I know that day, the homie didn't tell me nothing about this. Who was talking about shit, got my shit visits, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what really happened. You feel me? I was right there. I'm a porter. I could clean up his blood right there, mopping up all that fool's blood. I thought that fool died, but it's just crazy. All those little crazy stories that are around. But that's really happened from someone that was right there, seeing the whole watch that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
The black's supposed to get it cracking, bro.
The black's supposed to get it cracking. Fact.
That right there cannot exist. That type of timing, that type of BS cannot exist.
Facts.
So one of the things that was said to me 2 days ago, because I heard the story, I just was like, all right, nah, I heard it from a couple of people. reputable individuals, but I'm thinking to myself, whatever. They said basically this, man, Tory Lanez disrespectful dude, do that. In my case, I'm like this. Tory done fed a lot of you niggas. A lot of you cats, ain't got no family. A lot of you cats ain't got no cats running around. That's how I'm seeing it as. And I could be wrong.
I agree. I agree.
I done been to jail. I ain't never been to prison. I ain't never going. Don't have any desire to want to go. Don't care about proving myself to nobody to go to prison. So I ain't really tripping on that. Shout out to 16 life because I took the audio from him, but he has a whole entire video. Check out, man. Put a pair of eyes, 2 pair of eyes, or just tell him said he last such you, and then do it that because he put me in a hashtag or tag me in his videos like a couple days ago or something like that. I'm like this. The phrase that stuck out to me the most is when he said, "I told the black." We talking about the essay. I told the black to sit down before we do this and do that. And they, hey, bro, listen, homie, I'm thugging.
Because in prison you segregated anyway. It's the blacks, it's the Muslims, it's the Mexicans, it's the Aryans. It's, you know what I mean? It's segregated. Facts. And the blacks are supposed to get it cracking. And it's a damn shame. So y'all scared of the Mexicans now, I guess. Okay.
So that is what it is. Some people will be like, yeah, you sure did because you went outside. Sure did. And that's what I said.
And I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay, hold on. I should be about finished with this. Now, here's another video. I think.
Cracking, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. New
This
video.
Is Dub.
I know I'm doing a lot of videos on Tory Lanez, but I think out of all the videos I've done,
oh my God, not everybody.
To me personally, this is the most important. I'm seeing guys frivolously talk about brown and black. The loudest voices I'm hearing is Whack 100 and Hassan Campbell. And it is a trip to me. First of all, anybody that's not from the state of California that is trying to say that this needs to be a race war, I feel like you're way out of your lane. And for Whack 100, a multi-millionaire to be calling for a race war and calling for blacks to retaliate and the blacks inside of the California Department of
Shit, that's gonna be a bloodbath.
I find that not only to be irresponsible, but extremely ignorant. And I'm going to say why. I've already said in my video, another video that I did, that the individual that moved on, that attacked, that they're identifying as attacked Tory Lanez, somebody with the exact same name busted around the exact same time. Sage has some really bad charges.
He does.
The yard that this that did it, that they're identifying, they're talking, he's been identified. He obviously didn't try to hit him and run or hit him and get away. He stayed on him. He hit him 14 times. They put his picture out there. I am willing to believe, I put it in my video, I've said it in my lives, I believe that guy that attacked Tory Lanez is an EOP inmate, meaning he's taking medication because he has a mental illness. Mental illness is not an excuse for anybody's actions in there. But I'm trying to explain how blacks and Mexicans on a GP yard supposed to get an EOP, somebody who's nuts and not welcomed. Now, I just found something on Tory Lanez IG that to me, as a twist, I'm going to put it on the screen here, but I want to read what I feel is the important part. I'm going to read that to you right now. The first day I was incarcerated, all I've seen is blacks and other minorities grow an unfair punishment / treatment. For so many nights, I asked God to reveal his purpose and make me go through the ills of the prison system. I was later shown that purpose. I was placed in jail to suffer, to feel, and to witness firsthand the pain and oppression being inflicted upon young black and brown men and women of my generation.
Wow, Tory. Wow.
I knew I had to change this injustice. So I made a plan that when I got to prison, I would figure out a way to record music and put all the proceeds towards the legal representation of my fellow inmates, giving them a once-in-a-lifetime chance to go home to their families.
Wow, Tory.
Stop the prison. My overall plan. Since the month of July, I afforded legal representation to 472 inmates and actively reopened 476 cases.
Wow, Tory.
With the help of the legal firm Unite the People, so many inmates will be returned to their families and loved ones. I'm naming this the Hands of God Project.
Wow, Tory.
Tory Lanez is on a mission to get people out of prison, regardless of race, ethnicity, gang affiliation, lack of gang affiliation. He specifically mentions brown and black. Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
The higher ups. When he mentions the higher ups,
Facts.
he's talking about the California Department of Corrections. Imagine 472 inmates have received representation. 476 cases reopened. If even 100, if even 10 of those people get to go home, that's 10 people that the CDC doesn't get to hold on to.
Facts.
That's not in the budget for $100,000 a year. Yeah, 10 of them, $100,000 a year. They don't get that money. 100 of them, $100,000 a year to house them.
Facts.
The CDC doesn't get that money. The CDC damn sure doesn't spend $100,000 on inmates. Where does that? This to me solidifies, reaffirms my belief that the guy that hit Tory Lanez was not playing with a full deck. And this wasn't an accident. This wasn't some weird thing. Now, I heard in the press conference, Tory Lanez's father said that the Thursday prior to the assault, Tory Lanez was aware that there was some kind of threat. I don't know what that is. Only his family knows. But I'm surprised if the threat came from an officer.
Wow.
It'll all come out in the wash. But again, for WAC 100, for Hassan Campbell, or anybody to say that there needs to be a war in the California Department of Corrections because of this incident, why don't you take your ass to a California? See if your people will allow it. Those men in there are doing hard time.
Facts.
My mind would be blown if anybody did anything over this incident. A J-Cat with bad charges. I highly doubt there's when he was arrested for killing this 13-year-old girl.
Yep, that's him. That's
blacks and Mexicans go to war over a piece of crap. Tory Lanez, according to this right here, this is on his IG. According to this, he was doing great things for everyone. All ethnicities, nationalities. That would off the CC. Someone like this who's getting cases opened, he might get the attention of other people that have money. He may stir in their hearts and minds to get more people's cases looked into.
damn.
Get more people out of prison.
Wow.
Over a piece of crap. How about people just wait a minute and see what Tory has to say? Highly doubt that man has any hatred in his heart towards the person that did it.
And that's true. Daddy said that.
Especially if people need to start questioning why the CDC isn't being audited.
Facts.
Why it costs $100,000 or more.
Wow, this is Dubs. I got to subscribe to Dubs. He broke that. He right. That's Dubs. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna end with that. Wow. What they? That would piss off people. Okay, I'm gonna unsend that. Ain't no need to tell them about that. Let me see if I can find. I think that ends that video right there. He broke that down. Let me see what Big Homie CC had to say. Let me just see what he had to say about this.
The situation, because he say when Tory going to the visiting room, the females be on him. You feel me? Not just the guards, but the other ladies that's there to visit other people. They being there laughing, giggling, trying to get pictures with Tory, causing issues. And you know, in that environment, that's a dangerous environment. Motherfucker get mad at you, he might want to kill you. Because peep this. They say they had like a tablet or something in there, a couple different guys was using. One of the guys' females called the tablet, they got it. Tory answered, they chopped it up for a few minutes. So they had a whole little conversation. Unbeknownst to somebody feeling way behind the wall. In that situation, he still killed all the females. losing their life over there, and that's a verifiable source. This information that came like last night, matter of fact, couple hours ago. But I didn't finish sleep yet. You know, I'm trying to get to it. At the end of the day, the man Tory lucky to be alive, bro. 2 collapsed lungs. I know what that's like when you got a lung problem. Motherfuckers poison me.
Okay, I'm not gonna play that one. I want to make sure I get all this off. Let me see. The lies of Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, dang, the video gone. Okay, but we gonna do that. Now, what is this?
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, people. And be honest with you, he would have had better protection on the main line because you have more solid individuals on that main line. Now, the dudes on the 50-50 yard, dudes on the main line, they still not going to respect them dudes like that, regardless of race. Who they going to retaliate on because the man that did the do, he gone. He can't.
Right, and he a petty. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. No, let me see. Okay, we're not gonna do that one. We already did that one. So they saying Rock Nation put a hit out on him. Let me see, who is this? Big Champ.
Himself, fam, and he was exposing what it really was. So it was a lot of big wigs in the industry, you know, when they come to it, just like back in the day when Jay Prince, all of them, is saying this is Jay-Z and Rock Nation put this hit on fam.
So you saying Jay-Z and Rock Nation put the hit out?
You know, y'all can take that with the conspiracy theories, whatever the case, how an individual won't do it, but I know that this was a hit on this man. Come on now. He had no beef with the Mexicans. It was a pay hit after getting exposed that he's not guilty. It looked like some period on Tory because the evidence didn't overweight him, convicted him. And now, man, I overheard them saying this. The man, fingerprints and nothing went on the gun. Man,
Facts.
a lot of people get wrongly convicted. Did Jay-Z have something to do with this? Did Rock Nation?
Yes, I believe that. Yes, I believe they did. Yes.
You can never tell right now in today's time when it comes to people. I can't see it happening, but it may be happening, fam.
I definitely think they had something to do. I absolutely do. Okay, I'm gonna let that one go. I should be just about done. I just want to make sure I hit all these videos. Lord, I got to use the bathroom. Okay, now, what they doing? Oh, this how he recording his million behind.
This is how Tory Lanez recording his music while locked behind bars. Some say he's lying, others say it's AI. Well, let's figure it out. Here are some of the songs Tory said have been recorded over a jail phone. Hey, Speedy, 20 years been trying to get up since hurt. It hurt me before. You said let love grow, but not no more. See, I know Tory said him and his engineer have cracked the code, but I feel this shit sounds too good to be recorded over a jail phone. With how rich and famous Tory is, it's not far off that he has access to a smartphone and a pair of Apple headphones that have a mic. When Tory said he cracked the code, I think he was more talking about the fact that he finally felt confident dropping music that was recorded through his phone. That he snuck into prison. C said jail phone because one, he doesn't want to put him to blast and get in trouble. And two, the phone sounds way better for marketing. But the way he's doing this needs to be studied. This is how Tory Lanez is recording his.
I thought that was good. Okay, we got that done. Alrighty. OG Percy, he's saying that this is the beginning.
Y'all know me. That's me. That's my motto. I don't like movies or nothing because every time at the end, the bag.
Okay, I'm gonna let that go because I want to end this video. I don't want to do a third video. The next video I want to do, he out. That's the next video I want to do on tour. He out. Damn. I be having so much information. You think I'm in between? Okay. Damn. All right, here we go. Beyonce, they flee in the country. This was deep. I'm gonna play the beginning of this.
And the type of law firm that he's actually a part of has a name for itself. But if you cast reasonable doubt to the public opinion, and you are as big as a celebrity as they are, where people around the world know about these individuals, now it makes it hard for any case to come about where it'll look like it's something real. It'll look like something else. Didn't he had ahead of the game. As soon as Cassie brought that lawsuit,
Okay, I'm not talking to Diddy.
That's Oya. That's the guy that's Oya. A few messages were just being sent to a few individuals out there. That's all. I don't know if they heeded the warning, but if I was them, I would definitely heed it.
You know what? I'm gonna let that go. Because I ain't got time to be trying to find it. But she had a good message. That's Isis wisdom. Okay, where is it? 24, 25. Okay, 24, 25, 26. Okay, let me do here. All right, this is the end, y'all. I'm just making sure I got everything because the next video I do on Tory, he out. And Megan in. And Kelsey. I'm gonna fry me some chicken. I got a taste for some chicken. I'm gonna go off on no jumper. I can delete that. I'm gonna end with that one. Let me see. Okay, let's see what this one is.
It just doesn't make sense. If your attorney did not ask you those questions, did not seek to do that on their own and have those things tested and look at the police reports. If it wasn't included in the police reports and you didn't ask about it in the police reports, you did not do your job.
This real life freestyle. Let me go.
But doesn't perjury come into this? I mean, Meg flat out said Tory shot me.
Fact.
He's flat out saying Kelsey shot him. Kelsey went on to saying and just pled the fifth. You know, what do you make of all this? Number one, we're still confused as to what happened, right? It still sounds like, what the hell? It still feels like Tory's trying to win the public opinion versus the actual sentence. So he actually he's put in jail because of the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, right?
Right.
So if his hand is not on if he has evidence, right, can he get out?
Yes.
For him to get out.
At that point, you have to take, because I've done this on actually we did this on a and you take the new evidence and then you submit that to the Court of Appeals and you show them why this case should be remanded and sent back and retried based on the fact, or just outwardly dismissed. And that's kind of what happens with the Innocent Project. When you see these guys who served all these, or women who served all these years in prison, and they didn't have DNA available at the time. And then when they did the DNA from actual kit that was used, and it doesn't match the person they have in jail, then at that point, that information is then sent to
facts, and they get out.
Appeals court.
And they get out. Okay, okay, we're gonna get past that. I should have a couple more videos on Tory, and that's gonna be that. And we're gonna be done with Tory, because the next time I do him, he gonna be out of jail. Kid Cudi is definitely a part of that. All the dresses he done wore. Well, I need to do Africa Bambaataa. They finally got him on them PDF files. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, we almost. Tory Lanez to have revealed. Okay, we already. Wait a minute, let me see.
Hi, I'm Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV, and we have some updates to this that he believes Megan Thee Stallion wasn't.
When we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman coming, and we sat down, and it was identified for, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness didn't want to call. This man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense. It's crazy. So
Wow.
these kind of things going on all throughout this case. People trying to bury evidence, not trying, burying evidence, to allow certain things to come into the courtroom or to be said, and was totally biased on the part of the prosecution. So the whole thing just stunk of a setup.
Just one last question, because you made me think of this. But if your son was not responsible for Megan Thee Stallion being shot, we do know that indisputably she was shot. Who shot her?
Kelsey.
First of all, the whole idea of her being shot is a speculation. That's a speculation. It's to this point not proven that she was even shot. I want to make it really clear because I'm asked questions a lot as it regards to Megan. Megan is a young woman. I'm a father. I don't have any animosity to this girl at all. We pray for her. I've said that publicly on several occasions. My son in our prayers. We pray for her. So anything to not put her down, make her look like this person on planet Earth, the whole thing stinks of a conspiracy and it stinks of a cover-up.
Why have you taken up this case?
Well, first of all, Pierce, thank you so much for having us on to discuss this. And I just want to applaud you and you're actually being able to showcase some of the facts here. Look, I don't have any connections to the rap industry. Mr. West, Mr. Brown, the people that I really know and involved in this are Miss Amber Rose, who actually initially.
Amber Rose. She trying to be a Kardashian.
Most notably, investigation of what I can tell you is that the evidence in this case overwhelmingly speaks to the fact that Mr. Lanez is actually being incarcerated, I would say, as an innocent man. And what I can tell you is,
wow. Come on, guys. Let him out.
Indeed may have pulled the trigger and, allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion. Look, I don't know Ms. Lane, but what I can tell you is that the evidence says that there are no bullet fragments and that there are x-rays that the legal team and the science team actually agreed presenting. What I can also tell you is based on the evidence that I've seen, again, that 0.1% DNA match, alleging that it's Mr. Lanez, when in actuality, they actually did not choose to test the other 4 individuals. There are no facts found on the magazine.
Facts.
By already arguable case, when a murder trial, he would actually be acquitted because there's no evidence. And so what I say is, one of the things people ask, why as a federal representative, when this is a California state, he's not from, Florida here, or he's not represented by it. What purview do you have? And what I will say, Pierce, is that I have a platform and I have the ability on a federal level to impact prison reform. And what I can tell you is everything in this case, I believe it was actually given to process. I believe it was a stacked trial. I believe the evidence speaks for itself. And I am willing to actually cross party lines to work with the Democrats to secure pardon from Governor Newsom's office. And we're in the process of setting up talks with Governor Newsom. I do think that he's going to do the right thing. I think that the evidence speaks for itself. I don't know. I didn't know that Drake had posted that petition, but what I will say is that that was the right thing for him to do, and I hope more women specifically in the rap community can come forward and speak to this truth. As you heard, Stealth, she admitted to lying to Gail. We are helping to put the evidence out to the American people.
They got ring footage.
That this is a terrible case. Need to push this forward. People owe that apology. And furthermore, I'd like to actually to champ these causes at the federal level, even all the way to the White House and in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. So this Megan Thee
Tory
Stallion.
Lanez's life
Let
is
me
in grave
see.
danger after getting. Instead, she told the cops at the crime scene that she had stepped on broken glass. However, Tory and his team allegedly started running a smear. In fact, in the first few days after the Megan didn't even reveal who it was that her. Instead, she told the cops at the crime scene that she had stepped on broken glass.
Yep.
However, Tory and his team allegedly started running a smear campaign against her, which finally caused her to snap, and she aired him out on Instagram Live.
This Tory me. You me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and stop lying.
This situation blew up online like wildfire because everyone had something to say, and the internet was eating it up. Tory
They
didn't waste any
was.
time denying he had his
They
own.
was. I remember. All right, we need to wrap this up because I just don't want to come back and do this anymore. Everything I got on him, but pretty much free Tory Lanez. That's what I should put in the title. Free Tory Lanez. I think that's it. I hope it is. So we can end this. What's the day? Friday? What's the day's date? The 30th? Oh, yeah. I think that's it. Let's share, and thank you to all my new subscribers. All right, I'll be right back. Now we're going to get to some real that's going on. I hit end stream. Ooh, 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 ooh.